Well, I lost over 17 pounds in 7 days. I can tell you, I feel lighter, I feel better, I feel happier. I don't feel hungry. I really feel like I could go 10 days. I feel like I could go 3 more with relative ease because it is easier now than it was, especially on day 3. Day 2, and then day 2 was kind of bad, but day 3 and day 4 were just rough. Then day 5 was kind of medium. Day 6 and 7 have been an absolute breeze. I'm happy with the results that I've had, the way that I've felt. It's definitely been worth it. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but bone broth actually sounds good. For the bone broth, I'm going to put some various herbs and spices and a lot of salt to make it palatable and to get some nutrients out of it, especially the sodium. And that will kind of wake my digestive system up so that it's ready to intake the first real food. The next thing I'm going to eat is some boiled chicken with some cooked zucchini. It's always important not to eat raw vegetables right after you've broken your fast because your body's really not ready to break down all that fiber. So cooking it can really help it digest a lot easier so you don't have indigestion or stomach ache. If you're going to do a prolonged fast, you need to be aware of refeeding syndrome. We don't hear about it much today because everyone eats every single day, but that wasn't the case throughout all of human history. There was always periods of fasting and feasting. The last time refeeding syndrome was even a thing was during World War II when we had rationing and a really malfunctioning economy due to all of the shifting parts. So there were people that had to go days without eating, and once they finally got food, you can have some issues. Now, it's not very common, but it is something to take seriously because it could potentially be fatal. What happens is your cells have not had nutrients from food in a very long time. Once your body realizes that you've broken your fast and eaten, all of your cells start wanting some of those nutrients that you've just taken in. And they can actually take too much out of the bloodstream all at once, which could leave you low or deficient in some things, which can cause problems. You could get lightheaded, you could faint. There are other more serious issues. The kidneys could have issues. So definitely make sure if you're going to do a prolonged fast, you're aware of this and you break it in a responsible and healthy way. Now, I'm not talking about a short 1 or 2 day fast. The worst that can happen there is probably an upset stomach, a little indigestion. If you go 2 days without eating and then eat a burrito or something really high carb. So it's important to start with something very, very light. Bone broth is a very popular way to break a fast, and it's something that I would suggest that you look into. I can't give you dietary advice or medical advice, but I definitely think that it's a wonderful way to break a fast personally, and that's how I do it. My next meal is going to be kind of a stir fry of steak and different colored bell peppers, as well as lots of grass-fed butter. This meal is actually really low carb and is good for any time to be healthy. There's one more thing that I want to make sure that I eat the second day after I break my fast, and that is probiotics. A lot of bad bacteria in my gut has died, but also some good bacteria. So I want to replace that with probiotics. It's also helpful to have some prebiotics. Prebiotics help set the stage and create a good environment for the probiotics to thrive. Otherwise, they can just die immediately. Fermented foods are great probiotics. Fermented foods actually aren't that universally loved. Kimchi is one that not a lot of people enjoy. I cannot eat it. Sauerkraut is a lot more doable for me, and that would be what I would choose. There are some yogurts with live cultures, but I've heard a lot of bad things and conflicting things about how live these cultures are in yogurt. They can actually work as a probiotic, and it possibly could just be marketing. Not that these companies are intentionally lying about having live cultures in their yogurt, but it may just be hard to keep them alive on a shelf for a long period of time. So getting fresh fermented foods like sauerkraut is the way that I go personally. I'm also going to drink an electrolyte drink like I did before I started my fast, just to replace anything that I depleted from my liver or elsewhere. So since I feel so much better than I expected, should I go to 10 days? Comment below and let me know.